Hi everybody, happy Easter, happy Passover, and whatever else if you're celebrating anything. Hope everybody's doing well and staying safe. Today is Easter Sunday, so I thought after a long day at work, there's nothing I would rather do than make a video for everybody. We're going to spend some time today and we will be making pie dough. We're going to talk a little bit about pies. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is the mixing method for making the dough. We had spoken about the mixing method for biscuits when we make biscuit recipes, and it's going to be the same basic principles. So for pie dough, we're going to use the biscuit method as if we were making biscuit recipes. We're going to take all of our dry ingredients, we're going to add our fat and mix it, and then we're going to add our liquid. And I've highlighted here, do not over mix it. So we'll go through this in stages. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have our flour. We're going to have our fat, which in this case is butter. You can also use shortening, or you can use a combination of. And our liquid here is just a small amount of water. The butter we're not going to put in a big piece. We're going to cut it up into little pieces like that. And we'll put it in there with the flour. And of course we're going to use our paddle attachment, but we want to pick the appropriate size one. That's not the one we're going to use. So we're going to try that one here. I'll set up the machine and then we're going to show everybody how to mix from there. Okay, so we can get a picture over here. Our flour is in the machine, our fat is in the machine, and we're going to turn it on with the paddle attachment. We're going to just mix that up for a couple of minutes. And what we want to do is we're going to get one of two sizes for those pieces of fat. If you remember from the biscuit recipe, we made everything into small pea-sized pieces of fat. We can do that again with this recipe here if we're making something called a flaky dough. The other type of dough that we make is a mealy dough. And what I've done is I've made a card here to describe the two types of pie dough. So here on the bottom, as I said first, we have the pea-sized pieces of fat. And above that we have the mealy size, where all the little bits of fat are the size of cornmeal. If we're going to make something with a bottom crust, we're always going to use the mealy. If we're going to use something for the top crust, or if we're doing a lattice, we're always going to use the flaky dough. That's what those two are here. And we're going to just take our mixer, take a look by sticking our hand in it once it's off, and taking a look at the sizes of the pieces of fat. If they're about the size of the peas, then we can stop there for our flaky dough. If we want it to go a little bit further for the bottom crust, we'll go to the mealy. Alright, so as you can see here, we have our mealy dough made with what's about cornmeal-sized pieces of fat. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our liquids, we're going to add them all at once, just like with the biscuit recipe. We'll turn on the mixer. It's super, super important that we do not overmix this, just until it comes together. We're going to be working with the dough on the bench with our hands, and when we do that, we're going to continue to mix it. So we're trying to not overdevelop the gluten. Just as this comes together, and again, we can do this whole thing because it's such a small batch if you wanted to do it by hand on the bench. So I'm going to stop it now. We'll lower the mixer and then we'll show you the finished dough on the table. Okay, so I chilled the dough and now I've rolled it out with a rolling pin, some flour down on the bench, and we cut it into the shape that we need. Since we're making pies and they're typically round, we're going to take a pie tin. We're going to cut the dough a little bit bigger than the pie tin. If the dough gets too sticky, I'll add a little flour. You can also refrigerate it every time and it'll stop being so tacky, so you'll be able to pick it up. You'll be able to fold the dough up and over and slide your pie tin under there and sit it right in there like that. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just tap it down gently, and I'm taking my thumbs, and hopefully you can see this, and I'm just gently pressing it up against the edge. I'm going to then take my second pie tin, and I'll press that up against there like that. And that'll just give it its nice shape to hold it in. Once we have our bottom crust in, which as we know is made with the mealy dough that we just made, we can add our filling. In this case, we're going to make an apple pie. I did not show you all of the fillings because the fillings are really in of itself a separate class to do, where you're going to take fruit, you're going to cook it down and thicken it until you get the consistency you want. These are apples which once they cook down they start to break down. We're going to add cornstarch to thicken it up. What we're trying to avoid is having just loose cut apples in the pie, because that's going to lead to a soggy bottom crust. We're going to have to talk about this for a little bit, because that's one of the main problems with pies, is that the crust on the bottom is soggy. So one of the ways to stop that from happening is to thicken up your fruit first. In other words, if you're just putting sliced apples into a pie shell with cinnamon and sugar, and some people will even dust a little flour or cornstarch with the apples, they're still going to do their whole cooking in the pie. And when they do that, they are going to release a tremendous amount of water. Some of it's going to come up from the bottom as steam, but a lot of it's going to go down onto the bottom crust, and you're going to end up having a soggy bottom crust. So I like to thicken up my apples and cook them a little bit first, and then we can put them in the pie. Next, we're going to talk about the 3 different types of pie tops, and we'll come back in just a second for that. Alright, so now we have the dough, and again, you can see it's obviously not fully mixed, but since it's such a small amount, we're going to just do it by hand. I really have to stress to you guys, do not overmix this dough in the machine. So working with small amounts, just mix it by hand. Working with the large amounts, you can certainly work on the larger machines. Now this recipe here, like the one in the book, is mixed with what's called a 3-2-1 recipe. And if you take a look at this paper, card number 3 talks about the 3-2-1 recipe. This classic recipe is always going to be 3 parts flour, 2 parts fat, and 1 part water. And that goes by weight. Sometimes you'll see a recipe that will have a small amount of sugar or salt added to it. But again, that goes by weight, and regardless if you're making a small batch of dough like this, or if you're making something much larger, you can do the same measurements. Alright, we have our dough. It looks like it's about to be set here, not overworking it. And I'm going to do now is just flatten that down. I'm going to put it on a sheet pan with a little bit of flour, and then we will put it into the refrigerator. I'll come back to filming in just a couple minutes once that's nice and cool and the butter in that sets up. Alright, so now we're going to talk about the finishing or the tops of the pies. There are 3 basic categories, and this will be the next sheet that we're going to talk about here. So we have 3 types. The first one is going to be the closed top. We're going to make note that you have to have vent holes to get rid of that steam. We talked about these apples and whatever it is in there that's fruit that's cooking. It's going to throw off lots of steam. We don't want that steam being trapped up against the top of the pie and then settling back down. Otherwise, you're going to have a soggy bottom crust. So the first one we're going to do is the closed top. Then we're going to just talk a little bit about the lattice top, which is a crisscross pattern. And then the last one we'll talk about is a streusel top, which is also called a crumb topping. All of them are going to have a way for the steam to escape to prevent the sogginess. I can't express how important that is, so that's why I keep talking about it. Alright, so for the closed top pie, the first thing we do is we're going to cut out a circle that's actually a little bit bigger than the top diameter of the pie. And as I said, we're going to have the steam coming out somehow. I'm just using the back of a pastry tip to cut a circle, and then from there I can just pick up my dough and then lay it right on top. If the dough has a little bit of stickiness, you don't even need to wet it down or anything along those lines. If it feels really dry, you might want to just run a little bit of water along this edge here. Then from here, we're going to do the crimping, which is 1 finger in, 2 fingers out, 1 finger in, 2 fingers out. We're going to just repeat this all the way around. If you have a little bit of excess dough, you could just break it off. And we're going to just press that in, spinning it around. And this here is one of the most popular designs for the pie. So this is what we call, again, a closed top pie. And you'll note as we open up the picture again that that hole is going to be for the steam to escape. Okay, steam's going to come right out of there. This pie is ready to go into the oven as a closed top apple pie. I would egg wash it first. You might want to just cover that up so that the egg doesn't pool up in there. And then we can egg wash the top of that. That's going to bake up beautifully as an apple closed top pie. The next one we're going to talk about is the crumb top or the streusel top pie. Now you may notice, if you're very keen and you have a keen eye, that this dough is a little bit different than what I made there. This one here, I prefer to use a different kind of dough. We do add some egg to this one. That's what's giving it the yellow color. All we need to do for the streusel apple is we're going to take our nice streusel mix that we made up ahead of time, and we're going to just pour it on with our hands like that. The streusel is really just cinnamon, sugar, flour, and a little bit of salt. We're going to add some fat to it, use the paddle, and then we have a nice streusel or a crumb top pie. That's going to be the apple crumb top. So we have our closed top and we have our streusel top. And we're going to come back in just a minute for the lattice top. Alright, and the last one we're going to do is the lattice top. The lattice top is done by taking extra pieces of dough, and we're going to just cut these into strips. Now, my personal opinion is everything shouldn't be quite so perfect. We want it to look a little bit kind of homemade, even in the commercial end of it. So we don't want it to look like the machine was making it. So if every piece is not perfect, that is absolutely fine. And the way we're going to get this lattice pattern is basically laying some pieces going one direction and then other pieces going the opposite direction. Once we come around, we can just pinch all this, and that will keep that together like that. These little holes here where our lattice is going to be where the steam vents out of, and we mentioned before that the steam has to have a place. One last thing I did want to note, and this is going to be one of the last cards that we talk about, is these little pieces of scrap dough here. And I mentioned on the card here to not reuse the dough in the pie, but you can mix it into the next batch of dough with the water. And what that means is, if you have little bits of dough here, you really should not crumple them together, even though you could, and then flatten them out, and then roll them out, and then cut them out, because every time you start working this dough, you're developing the gluten again, and we're going to have that same problem where the dough starts to shrink back down, and then the pies are not going to finish up nearly as nice as they should once they're finally baked. So what do you do with all these extra pieces of dough? It's a great question. You're going to take all of your extra dough, and you're going to take your water, and you're going to put it into the mixer the next time you're making pie dough. And you'll turn on the mixer, the water and the dough, it will start to break up. This is just the same ingredients that's in the pie dough anyway, so it makes no difference. So we're going to take our water, all of our pie scraps, mix them up for a couple of minutes, and then we can add all the rest of the ingredients separately, starting again with the flour, and then we'll cut in our fat, and then we would take that water that we've already mixed in with the dough scraps, and we'll mix that in all together. Okay, so for the final video now, we're going to just take the pie that we did not just make, because through the miracle of time, we turned our apple into a blueberry pie. Rather than having this wait another hour for the apple closed top, I just took a blueberry closed top pie from the front of the store to show you what it would look like when it is finished. This was egg washed. We punched a hole in it so that it can vent out. And this would be our finished closed top pie. Again, we have our crumb top streusel, our lattice, and our closed top blueberry pie. I did want to review these one last time, the cards, so everyone has all the details. Starting with the pie dough is done with the biscuit method, or if you were making a biscuit recipe. It's going to take the dry ingredients, add the fat, you're going to mix it and add the liquid all at once, and do not overmix it. From there, we talked about that there are two different types of pie dough. There's mealy, which goes on the bottom, and then there's a flaky, which goes on the top of the closed top, or for the lattice. The flaky has pea-sized pieces of fat, and the mealy has cornmeal-sized pieces of fat. From there, we talked about the 3-2-1 recipe. That's a classic pie recipe. That includes 3 parts flour, 2 parts fat, and 1 part water. Some of the recipes you'll find have a small amount of sugar or of salt in there. After that, we have our 3 types of finishing tops. We have our closed top, we have our lattice top, and we have our streusel top. And all of them must have the way for the steam to escape to prevent the sogginess on the bottom. And our last one is to not overmix the dough ever. I'm just reminding you that again. And to not reuse the dough for pies, but you can mix it into the next batch of dough itself. So I hope today was informative. We went to the typed up cards rather than handwritten, so that might be a little bit easier for you to read. Chef Ange is going to make up some quiz questions and some things about this. You guys will have up until next Tuesday, because some people are still celebrating the holiday this week, so you have an extra day to work on that.